Greetings, 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 my family, my people. Here is GhanaPlusTv, BBC African Report. Here is the headquarters. Here we always post content about Africa. To know what is going on in Africa, here is your home. Just hit the subscribe button. Let me know your thoughts under the comment section. We don't create content. We always post content that is trending all over the internet. The video is trending. If I say trending, you get it. Let's dive into the video. Before we dive it, if today is the first time that you have come across to my video, you want to hear more about Africa, just hit the subscribe button. Let me know your thoughts under the comment section. Let's dive into the video that is trending.
Macron is begging. Ouattara is on the run. Troops are sent to Ivory Coast. Tr00ps is still in their book. Not to favor him, but to look for every possible means to distract him and possibly to take him down. You can believe this, that even America has about 750 military bases across the nations of the world. Great China doesn't have any military base in any country of the world. Africa does not have military base in any country of the world. France has a lot of military base in Africa. You're welcome again, my fellow Africans, patriotic citizens of Africa. No matter where you are, no matter the country you live, you are an African first before you become anything. Here is the new strategy that is being mounted to destabilize Africa. Recently, we understand that the economy of France is tanking. That means it's going down. And there is more pressure for Macron to resign. About a week ago or so, his prime minister, his right-hand man, got to resign and submit his resignation letter. There was no opposition to that. But because of the colonial mentality, master to slave mentality that they have in Africa and for Africans, you realize that Ivory Coast went into chaos about 24 hours ago. And guess what France did? France decided to send troops. When the voice of the people is loud and they are rejecting their own leader because the leader is no longer serving the interests of the people, Macron decided to send troops to Ivory Coast, not to protect the Ivorians, but to protect their very own, who happens to be Ouattara, the president. So, but when his own prime minister was passed a vote of no confidence, there was no military to go against that. The prime minister quietly submitted his resignation letter. If Macron is a wonderful friend to Africa, why didn't Macron ask Ouattara to resign and to submit his resignation letter? But instead, because Africa is like a property to France, they sent troops to come and destabilize the people and to unalive the people, because the people of Africa mean nothing to France. For decades, this has been the debate. This has been the way of treating Africans all over the world. Whether you are in France as a black person or you are in America as a black person. Recently, you see the negotiation between America and Africa, Ivorians, to set up a military base. Why do they want to set up a military base in Ivory Coast? It's because of the same reason, the same way they see black people all over the world. That is the same reason why they want to do whatever they want to do. You can see what happened between Donald Trump and the president of South Africa about a few days ago when he was invited to the Oval Office. They were showing him a video after sending a narrative that the Afrikaner in South Africa, they were threatened, they were under some sort of abuse, and they were given an open invitation as a refugee to come settle in America.
Yes.
When that was proved abortive, they tried to humiliate him, to disgrace him, to make him to do what is not consistent with the constitution of South Africa. And that is why I say, Africa, you must wake up. Whether you are a South African, whether you are a Nigerian, whether you are a Ugandan, whether you are an Ivorian or you are a Burkinabe, it doesn't really matter. Where you came from does not really matter. Africa's rise is not a matter of chance. Africa's rise is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. Have we decided? Are we ready to rise? Are we ready to rise? I see even a lot of people creating content out of what's supposed to lead to an education and revolution in Africa. It is not a matter of chance that Africa is going to get to the next dimension, but it's going to be a matter of strategy. It's a matter of timing. The wealth of a continent is not absolutely dependent on its resources alone, but on its people, partnership, and purposeful timing. So if the people are destabilized, disunited, then the resources become useless. Until the people are empowered in Africa and the light of the continent begin to shine on everyone in Africa, then we are not ready for what need to happen in Africa. The call for a new Africa is not for tomorrow. I read in the comment section when I did a video a few hours ago, somebody says we are left in the hands of God. And that is what your colonial master wants you to believe, that you are left in the hands of God. They want to send you to mosques to go pray. They want to send you to churches to go pray. Why they take advantage of your resources? Why they destroy every single thing? It is time for Africa to wake up and learn. It is time to learn.
More fire.
It is now. It is a sense of urgency that we need. This call is a sense of urgency. The demand on every single person in order for us to create a new Africa, we need to approach this with a sense of urgency. A new breed of leaders is what we need. Obviously, Ouattara and Paul Biya of Cameroon, these people, they have done whatever they need to do. They have reached their limit and there is nothing they can offer to Africa anymore. Nothing they can offer.
More fire.
We talk about Museveni of Uganda. He has done whatever he needed to do for Ugandans, but right now he has nothing to offer.
That's a fact.
There is a certain limit where your brain can take. We need to open our mind. Macron has nothing to offer Africa. Now going back to Captain Ibrahim Traore to beg for them to come back to Burkina Faso so that they can negotiate on the table, we don't have time for that. Absolutely, we don't have time for any negotiation. We want to put our home together. When your house is on fire, it's not the time to sit down at the table to negotiate. It is time to put out the fire. It is time to calm down. It's to calm down the situation. It is time to fix the problem. And for decades and for centuries, if France truly have the best interest of Africa, they could have fixed whatever they need to fix. Not now that we want to fix it and they say, hey, bring us into the table. What exactly are we discussing, Macron? What exactly are we talking about? You 47 years old, you've kept 83-year-old man in power. You left 93-year-old man in power to lead Africa to where exactly? Where are we going? And these are your friends. These are the people you call leaders of Africa. And when they come to France, you make them look like your boys. You should be ashamed of yourself. Enough is enough. Africa must rise. And now is the time for Africa to rise. If you love Africa, you want to keep your comment under this video and message clean. We don't want a strike from TikTok. You want to share this message. You want to spread this because every single person in the continent of Africa need to understand the direction we are going. Enough is enough. For years, they will cause a lot of things to distract Africans so that we can make noise. And once the noise is over, they'll do whatever they want to do. If the only thing you know about Africa is to make noise, then you are not part of this movement. We're looking for those who are ready to learn, to think, to rationalize, and to observe, and to commit themselves to the transformation of Africa.
This man is
you shouldn't allow your religion to divide who you are as a patriotic citizen of Africa. Your culture, where you're coming from, your tribe, your clan, shouldn't be a division between us. Because if they can divide us because of our clans, our religions, our state, our local government, district, then they can conquer us. But Now is the time for us to speak one voice. One voice. Every single person that is an African has the blood of Africa, whether you're white or you're black, is immaterial. What we know is that you are an African and you are a patriotic citizen of Africa. If you love Africa, type I love Africa. I want you to express yourself in the cleanest form under the comment section. I want you to spread this news. It must get to every single person on the street of Africa. Whether you are sweeping on the street of Ouagadougou, or you are in Nigeria, or you are in Ivory Coast, it doesn't really matter. Whether you are on the top government officials, it doesn't really matter. Whoever you are first off an Africa. And this is the message that we must pass. We must not allow this destruction to continue in Africa. France is in a mess. It's going down. Economy is going down. Everything is not working out fine for France. France lost over 4 billion France and US dollars to Niger. This is serious. All right, welcome again, ladies and gentlemen. France is furious. Niger and France uranium dispute. Who truly owns Africans' resources? The president of Niger, Tr00ps, ends 50 years of uranium theft in Niger. That is a big one. 50 years of exploitation, of theft, of unfair deal ended in Niger. Troops sent back, equipment, you know what happens? So France is furious. Not only is France losing in Burkina Faso, in Niger is a big one. Remember, Burkina Faso, France used to give them about 1 billion for their gold and all of that. But within the time space that President Traoré come into power, they have made multiple of billions of dollars, about 18 billions of dollars, right? But today, I want us to focus on Niger. Africa and Africans, we don't know our power. Most people that grow up in Africa don't actually know the potential and the capability of Africa as a continent. For 50 years, France has this company called Urano. It's a nuclear power company exploiting Niger. If you go to Niger, the people are poor. It's one of the poorest countries on the planet Earth. But Niger is among the top uranium producers globally. You can't believe this. Many people in the country may not even have a clear understanding, and that is why we need a unified vision, and we need to teach Africans, sons and daughters, Africa. We need to teach our sons and daughters Africa. That means we need to know our resources. We need to know our power. We need to know what is on ground. And that is why human capital investment is my focus. We need to invest more in human development. France Urano, formerly Areva, has operated in Niger for over 50 years. How many Nigerians know about this operation?
That is a lie.
Uranium mine, one of the world's largest uranium deposits, is in Niger.
Yes.
Operations delayed due to low uranium process post Fukushima in 2011. Don't know if I pronounced that right. But recent development, there is a license revocation and then legal action taken by the France company. Can you imagine that? You came to somebody's country, they stop you, that we don't want this deal anymore, we don't want you to keep exploiting us anymore, you take illegal action. It's amazing how this guy sees Africans. And it's because we've not been able to raise ourselves and build quality leadership. The value that we hold and how we take ourselves and carry ourselves before the world is what is causing all these people to do whatever they are doing to Africans. In June 2024, Niger revoked Orano's license for Imourian projects. And that is the uranium site.
Okay.
In December 2024, Niger seized and halted their exports. Do you believe that France exports about 3.5 billion and like 4 billion USD from Niger every single year, but turn around to pay Niger about 400 million? See an embarrassment. Why France is succeeding and the people are living in affluence and luxury, Niger people are going through poverty, untold poverty.
More fire.
Why France is enjoying abundance, Niger is enjoying poverty and penury and pain, and they call Africans poor. How poor are we that a region, a section of Africa is generating over 3.4 billion for France? And that is just on one side. And then you turn around to give on what we call the royalty of 3%. The same thing is being exported from Canada at 18 to 20%. So what's actually the difference between the Canadian uranium and African uranium?
More fire, bro. More fire.
It is the value they see in the people. And when Niger says we have to increase this to at least close to 10 to 12%, they say no, it has to be 3%.
No way.
All African country, everything exported from Africa is between 2 to 3%. Very unfair deal. It is time for Africa to wake up. We are not poor as narrated by the West.
Fire, bro.
Africans, and Africa is not a poor continent. The sons and daughters of Africa, it is time for every single one of us to understand that Africa is not a poor continent, but is a continent that is being exploited and drained by the West.
Bro,
Orano filed a lawsuit against Niger for property confiscations and detaining of personnel. Can you imagine how much what? So Niger only called for fair agreements, but France refuses because they don't want Africans to live in a soft life. We need to end all this right now. We need to end it. The time is now. The time is now. We have to do it. And this reflects the broader perspective of how Africans and Africa is seen in the global scene. If you love Africa, I want you to spread this message. We must end theft and exploitation in Africa. Thank you, the president of Niger. Thank you for that move. That is a great move. That's a great move from Tishani. Captain Tishani is a great move. And congratulations to Nigerians. Thank you for this powerful move. Now, you need to support your leadership. And we need to build strong leadership. Raise men and women that will be able to hold things together. Share this news.
Yeah.
Make your comment in the comment section
Yes.
as civilized as possible.
Yes.
Make it clean. Express yourself.
I love Africa.
Let's make Africa the best continent on the planet Earth. No matter where you came from, as long as you're an African, you have the blood flowing through you, it is time to be patriotic in our thinking, in our action, in our relationship, in everything that we do. Think Africa first. Will this benefit Africa? If it doesn't, throw it through the window. It is time to fix our continent. France, goodbye. Goodbye to you. We don't want anything to do with you anymore. Enough is enough. Type it in the comment section.